In this week's Parshat, Chayei, the theme that operates most of this week's Parsha is finding a shidduch for Yitzchak. And the Kli Yakar asks the following question. Eliezer is told to make a shvuah, to make a oath to Avram, that I will not find a daughter from the Canaanite women, that I will go to Haran to find a wife for Yitzchak. And the Kli Yakar says, look at the pasuk in Perek Chaf Dalet, pasuk Gimel. Avram makes Eliezer take that oath, and he says, Lo sikach isha levnei ubnot Kanani. Do not take a woman from the daughters of the Canaanites, asher anochi yoshev b'kirbo, in whose midst I dwell. Two questions that the Kli Yakar asks. Question number one. You know why you don't take a daughter from the Canaanite woman? Because they're steeped in avodah zarah. But yes, even though they are steeped in idol worship, so are the daughters of Haran. So is the house of Lavan. What difference does it make which girl you take if all the cultures were steeped in avodah zarah? And the Kli Yakar also asks the second question. Why does Avraham emphasize, in whose midst I dwell? Answers the Kli Yakar. You know why it was so important to find a daughter outside Canaan from Haran? Because it is so difficult to change when you're on home turf, when you're around your family and friends. Avraham knew that anyone who was going to marry Yitzchak was going to have to undergo a tshuva process, was going to have to change an ideology. And Avraham knew that it was almost impossible if you marry a girl from down the block. Her family's right there, her friends are right there. It's very hard to change when you're home. But Avraham knew that the girl was going to have to leave her environment to forge a new direction for herself, to be amongst the imahos, to be amongst our matriarchs. Think about it. How does Avraham Avinu change? Lechacha mi'artzacha. He leaves his land. How does Moshe Rabbeinu first encounter God? He approaches the sneh, that burning bush that's isolated away from everyone else. How does Bnei Yisrael receive the Torah? When they leave into the desert, away from all the other societies. Sometimes we have to break our normal day-to-day environment and procedure to gain new insights. Now, anyone who's watching this, whether you're a doctor, lawyer, rabbi, accountant, sometimes we get locked into our schedules, and it's important sometimes to take a break and reflect about our lives and our surroundings. And then, with those insights, to go back to our family and friends and say, look what I have learned. I want to share it with you. May we be able to constantly grow in our lives and be able to share it with others. Shabbat Shalom.